So, my name is Michael. I'm here at the Visual Pursuit Studios, and FedEx just dropped me a box with the newest Pixel Mago 600 Flash. I'm about to unbox it, but ethics statement first. Pixel gave this to me for free as a beta tester. I'm one of 20 beta testers worldwide, and I promised them to write a review. I did not promise to lie, and I did not promise to say anything that might be flattering while it's not in the real product. So what we're about to find out is what I'm honestly meaning and finding while I'm here on the table. It's nicely packed. It says Mago for CA, that's Canon. That was the type that I asked them to supply me with. It's got a stand. It's got a bouncer. Oh, and it has extra inflated shipping protection. That's nice. It's got a bag with a belt holder. And it's pretty heavy. Specs say 452 grams, that's pretty much. It's got protective plastic all over it. There is obviously an autofocus light in it. The buttons are soft buttons, which means if you update the firmware, you might as well be able to reassign button positions and button meanings. The LCD screen will then show what the button is good for, which also gives you multiple assignments if you need, and that's pretty cool. So the foot is surrounded by rubber, so it's very well weather sealed. It's got a locking lever, and the locking lever locks also, so you have to push a button to unlock it again. It's got a job dial with an OK button in the back. The OK button rotates along the job dial. That's cosmetic, but okay, might be different in different products. The door slides open very solid from the feel. It's got a metal insert in it, so this is very likely to last much longer than anything else I've seen yet. It opens also for the USB port. That's meant to be for updates in the future, and this is basically it. Yeah, it's got the PC connector in the bottom. I would prefer an 1/8" 3.5mm plug in it, as many people have triggers now that employ these. It's got the high voltage connector for external power sources, and it's got a bracket connecting opening. That's what the manual says. It has some sort of a fine thread, so this is not 1/4" 20 that you would expect from a bracket usually. Maybe they should rethink the thread on that. Yeah, it's got obviously the usual bounce thing in the top. It's got a wide angle diffuser screen, and I'm not sure what this is. There's something in the ground. It's for the bouncer to lock into it. It has no lock in the tilt, but it feels very solid, so I don't see a problem there. Maybe it's even better. I was annoyed by the locks in many other flashes before. As long as it stays that solid, that's a good idea. Yeah, the bouncer is much like the same that all the others have. You just put it on top, and there you go, locked. Also, this doesn't have a filter holder, much like everybody else as well. I would love somebody to have a double screen in the front, so you can slide in filters that are not directly on the screen of the flash. But okay, here we go. This is the way it is. Still not sure. This is better this way around. Okay. So there's the LED. It's got a diffuser on it, and obviously 2 LEDs in it. This is meant to be an assistive light, and is also meant to be a video light. I've seen pictures from the predecessor, the Mago 650, and that had an extra CTO screen included. It would be nice if they would ship the flash with the extra CTO screen as well. Not sure what the color rendition is though. We'll find out about that later. But first of all, this is a pretty good idea to have a nice extra supply of light in it. Okay, I'll put in some batteries. So here we go, batteries. The markings are very, very clear and very well visible, even in the dark. That's the problem with many other flashes that have their small markings inside or just in black, and you have to feel it if it's plus or minus. So this is very easy to put in, unmistakable. Now it has off, on and lock, so it means you can lock it in the on position so it will not go off again. On, boots, there you go. I will have to dig into the menu a little. It has a set button, a plus minus button, a zoom button, sync button, and a function button. And there's a lot of functions and a lot of modes. Oh yeah, and the mode button of course as well. This is the test button at the same time. But, obviously it means red is ready. Yeah, that's not the nicest way. Most of the others would have a green for ready and red for charging, but I don't think you can change this. Okay, so plus minus. Let's go for full power. Okay. Bam. Oh, that was almost instant. This is full power. This is said to be a guide number of 64 at 200 millimeters zoom range. Not sure what it is in 50 or 35 millimeter, but anyway, 64 at 200 is about what all the other top range flashes deliver, and it didn't seem to have any problem. Well, let's fire a little more. Let me see if we can get a temperature warning to report something. Nope, nothing. So at this point, a Nikon SB900 would have cried havoc and left the room, but this is pretty nice. Okay, so where do we have the mode for the video light? Multi, TTL, M. Okay. Okay, so obviously the video light is somewhere else. Let's try the function button. That's sound. Let me see, this looks like the video light. Does it light? No, it doesn't. Autofocus light on. Not sure what this is. This should be the video button, but it's not. Okay, I will have to look into this later. There, that's probably it. Function, there, set, nothing happening. Okay, I will have to look into the manual for that. The flash has anything you would expect from a top-of-the-line flash. It feels very, very solid. It has a lot of power. It has HSS, it has E-TTL, and later on I will need to check if it's working the way it's advertised. First impression though is very, very good, and yeah, I'm impressed, to say the least. Thanks for listening. Part 2 is coming. So we're back. I consulted the manual, which is pretty extensive. It's a one-page manual with all the pages you can leave. And I found the problem. Indeed, it's a little bit misunderstandingly formulated. Some of it is definitely not written by a native speaker in the English language. So there is the natural language barrier, but that can be sorted out in a future release of the manual. So first of all, there's one button on the right with a little flash symbol. Press this for a little longer time, and the flash will go off, and you will be able to switch on the LED video light. So there we go. Switch it on off again, and you're back. And again, change modes back to flash. Once you're in LED mode, you cannot fire the flash, and you have no control over what the flash will do, but regular mixed mode of flash and LED, I don't think of any really good ideas in that. Yeah, the settings in the system are a little bit confusing in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's very good. You have two buttons on the outer side that switch between those columns where you can adjust stuff, and then you simply go with the jog dial and press OK if you're at the point that you want to reach. Top one is sound. The manual calls it keypad voice. That's obviously lost in their translation. The second is the backlight of the LCD of the display. You can switch it from infinity, so it's always on. You can go down to 5 seconds, and you can switch it to off, which I think 5 seconds would be my preferred setting in the future. We'll see. You can switch the AF help light on or off, so that's another possibility. You have the sleep mode that you can switch on and off, which is very, very valuable when you have a remote flash. Think of the young new 460, they go to sleep when you don't fire the flash every 5 minutes, and that's definitely not a nice way to handle a remote flash. There's the sync button that can go from first curtain sync to high-speed sync. There's no second sync button in it, but that's probably matching the camera when attached. I'm not sure about that, have to check it out. The other side is master or slave, and then you can check the groups also and the channels. And then there's the LED button lighting on and off when you switched the mode before. So that's basically it. The plus minus button, switch that, and in manual mode, as we have right here, you can adjust the power in third step increments. You have the zoom button. Right now it's automatic zoom, and now you can go down to whatever you want. 20 millimeters is the minimum, 200 millimeters is the maximum. So that's pretty good, pretty extensive. The battery indicator, it doesn't have a temperature indicator on the back panel, but as we've seen, it doesn't seem to be very vulnerable for that. Also, the flash head is significantly larger than many other flashes are, so I think heat dissipation will be much better handled following this form. Overall, I have to say I'm very, very impressed with the flash from its workmanship, and it's very well built. I have to see what the flash is doing in the field now, but basically it's good, yeah. The manual, as I said, is field for a lot of improvements, but that can be done very fast, and might be another problem for them when the setup is changed in a future firmware update. so it might be a good idea to have the manual in a digital way. This is good for a first overview, and it has a QR code on it. Likely we'll find a fresh manual on the website then, and so it's basically not a big problem. Yeah, let's go into the field and do some testing.